Just had an amazing had amazing support from a tech person, a genius, if you will. Earlier today, I'm not going to say that person's name to not embarrass them, but my wife and I are so excited about just putting stuff into place, getting command going, working for us, and not needing to reinvent the wheel.
Right? And you waited until she hit the record button so that the world could hear it.
Cha-ching.
I love it. Somebody else, come off mute. Tell me something good. Who's knee deep in cooking right now? 2 days early.
Who was on the growth call yesterday where somebody mentioned a 30-pound turkey they had to cook? So what is the one thing they're going to be doing the next few days?
I can't even imagine how long that's going to take to cook.
I'm going to Google that because I wanted to yesterday. How long to cook?
Great minds think alike.
That is all I thought about all day yesterday. So
The answer is
6.25 hours.
so a 2 o'clock meal means
Wow, it's 13 minutes per pound for unstuffed. No, David, her dad raised it on the farm. It was farm raised, or they got it from a local farm, right? Because that was my first thing. I was like, this thing's gonna look like oink, like it's gonna be jacked on steroids and like fights back when you go to prepare for Thanksgiving. But I thought that was hilarious yesterday. Guys, if you are not on the growth calls on Monday, one, they're ridiculous. Outside of giving you the laugh and the giggle you need for the week, yesterday my puns and dad jokes were on point. I was all about that based. The other thing is we're giving you that social media engaging posts that you need and teaching you how to use them. And then on the back half, we have great discussion about tech that matters. So if you're struggling in any aspect of your tech, any tech, notice I did not say command, please tap into that as a resource or replay it from our YouTube channel. We love to help you. And if one thing that could really catapult you into success in the next year is getting tight on your systems and models and utilizing what's already in place to help you achieve those goals. The other thing is if you put your goals in, you can then track them against it and see live time reporting on it. So reach out if you need help. We'll connect with the Market Center tech trainer and myself, and we'll get you up and running with what you need.
all right. Great with the shameless plug. And you definitely want to be on December 5th, right? Because there's some serious stuff going on that you're going to want to be part of. That's all I'm telling you. That's all I'm telling you.
And if you can throw your camera on, do it. We want to see you. I don't care if you're eating.
I love talking to black screens, Brooke. Isn't it? It's my favorite thing.
I'm so glad that we created this in black then, black and white.
Right?
Since you like it so much.
All right. So today we're living in priorities and we're living in productivity. And since I would ask the question, we're like 4 or 5 weeks into this now, 6 weeks into this. What are you learning? But they're so energized and having conversations with me that I'm not going to make them come off mute and talk. Thanks, David. Appreciate you. So today we're talking about living by priority is our chapter number 14. And Alan says, planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can have something about it now. So you could do something about it now. I got to take your faces off so I can see what I'm talking about. So we live with purpose and you know where you want to go. Live by priority and you'll know what to do to get there, right? So what is the one thing you desire to do right now? Put it in the chat. Since we're so talkative, I won't torture you and make you talk to me. Put in the chat. Tell me what's one thing that you are working on right now and it is a priority. And it could be as simple as the turkey. Anybody? What do we got? What do you got, Brooke? I can't see the chat.
Sorry, it says prospect list, smart plan. Sorry, my screen keeps moving every time. Arnold Turkinator. Oh, wait. Smart plans, prospect list, command and script. And I love hearing all those things.
Absolutely. So we know purpose without priority is powerless. So if you're out there saying my goal is to close 26 deals and you don't have the priorities in place to do it, it's going to be a little hard to make that happen. We have to give up a little bit right now and act smaller to get the rewards that we want in the future. Because at the end of the day, small things done well really work, right? How many of us, I mean, let's just use weight loss as for an example. It's 1 pound at a time, right? You can't jumpstart that. So it's one contact at a time. It's one phone call at a time. You take those big, hairy, audacious goals and you do one small action item at a time. What do you want to add to that, Brooke?
So a lot of our agents struggle when it comes to lead gen and picking up the phone. And I always say, start your day every day with a quick call to someone you love, respect, and trust. I do it often when I'm not in the zone of genius that I need to be, when making the phone calls I need to make, because I'm just not pumped up yet. So by making that phone call to Tiffany, someone in her region, or someone I have a great relationship with to start my day, that one small step, and don't let it flood an hour. This is a less than 10-minute, even a 5-minute call, but just start with someone who makes you happy. One small step.
Right. I mean, there's been times that Brooke and I have been on a call on Zoom and I'm just watching her type and it's motivating her to do whatever it is she's deciding to do, right? Because we just need that 5 minutes of energy. So he talks big on this goal setting to the now. And what I love about this, right, is you actually have to go through the steps, and it's not just what's my someday goal? Okay, what do I need to do to get to it right now? It's literally an entire page is the conversation you have. And I'm going to read this just because it's worth reading. It says, based on my someday goal, what's the one thing I could do in the next 5 years to be on track to achieve it? Now, based on my 5-year goal, what's the one thing I can do this year to be on track to achieve my 5-year goal, so that I may be on track to achieve my someday goal? Now, based on my goal this year, what's the one thing I could do this month so I'm on track to achieve my goal this year, so I'm on track to achieve my 5-year goal, so I'm on track to achieve my someday goal? And now it says, now based on my goal this month, what's the one thing I can do this month, this week, so I'm on track to achieve my goal this month, so I'm on track to achieve my goal this year, so I'm on track to achieve my goal in 5 years, so I'm on track to achieve my goal someday. Now, based on this one, and then it goes on and on and on, right? And here's the thing. How many times did you say your someday goal, your 5-year goal, your 1-year goal, right? Because it's triggering something in your brain. And if you didn't go through those steps, you're less likely to move forward on that right now item.
Okay, so stop. Break it down. What's one thing you could do right now, right? Hammer time, for a daily goal. Like, what is one thing you can do right now that you should have done this morning? That we've talked 401s, GPS is big goal, small goal, monthly goal, weekly goal, daily goal. Big wheels keep on turning. Like, that's all I could hear when Tiffany was talking about this.
It was so long. And yet he literally does that every time he sets his right now goal.
So what can we do right now? You know your goals. We don't necessarily know them. But what's one small thing right now? Mine is, I should have put my computer on do not disturb because my world is blowing up. After this call, of course, exactly.
Right.
I'm going to go do that. I'm going to put my focus on.
Clean up 10 contacts in command. I love that. What does clean up 10 contacts in command mean?
Oh, you're a girl after my heart.
I'm telling you, led right into that. Get to 80% or higher. So that means
score.
An email, a phone number, a mailing address, and a name a great name.
Yeah, name's important. Like we kind of need those. And then I'm going to make you take it one further. A healthy contact means you are consistently and systematically communicating with them.
It's
So what's
amazing
smart?
how every time we have these conversations, there's opportunity in our tech to make things happen.
I would love to be told who to call, who to text, who to snail mail to, and what to say every single day. Would that make your lead gen lives better if you had a screen that told you that? Put it in the
Don't
chat.
I feel like
Hold on. Would you like that tool if that existed for lead gen? Like you were queued up every single day. It's like the little AI assistant telling you, Dear David, today, here are the people you should contact. And if you don't check them off, I'm going to yell at you with red and yellow and all these things. Today, somebody has a birthday. Today, somebody has a home anniversary. Today, you should send some happy mail. I don't know about you guys. I would be like, free. Like it's going to be amazing. And that's what healthy contacts and smart plans can do. But I digress. Whee!
All right, back to the one thing. So when you read the goal setting to the now, you're looking to reach your someday goal by taking one action. You're training your mind how to think. Eventually, you won't have to say that long-winded one-page statement. It will just come to you. This is my someday goal. And then it will populate. You know, there was this study, and in the study, it said that there are two study groups. One study group, they visualized getting a great grade, and the other one just studied for the test. Those who visualized the process before and visualized what it would take to get a good grade actually did better because they did what? They visualized. Crazy how that happens. So you got to bring it back to the dominoes, right? And maybe, you know what? Maybe everyone should go buy a package of dominoes and put them on their desk and name them someday, 5-year, 1 year for a reminder. I think I need to go do that for myself.
I know. I think I want those too. And the lead domino is something that helped me really. My right now was something a coach helped me get so granular on because I was failing at my 66 challenges because I wasn't going small enough to go big, right? We've talked about it on this class. It was as simple as logging off of my computer and being done work at a very specific time so that my brain shut off so I could be a decent human, go to bed at a good time, and wake up to do the things I wanted. But my goal, I put it too big on my 66-day challenge. I want to wake up every morning and do my savers. It wasn't a good enough reason for me. So I had to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And my lead domino was, well, stop being a workaholic, log off at 7.
Well, and if we haven't beat the concept of writing down goals, there was a study done in the University of California where they recruited 267 participants from a wide range of professions. Those who actually wrote down their goal were 42% more likely to accomplish them just by writing down the goals, never mind everything else, just writing them down. So I think we should write them down. So there can only be one. We want to goal set to the now. We want to put pen to paper, and we are going to write down what is the one thing we have to do today to get to our someday goal. I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and I would love to know, what are we going to do today? Because this is, and Brooke and I talk about this all the time. This is my favorite time of year because this is when those who really want it put their foot on the gas pedal and make it happen. Right? What do you want to add to that before we go to live in productivity?
Don't be scared to go so small because the smallest action can have the biggest impact. What does it take to poke a domino over? Boink. Exactly. I love seeing all those little fingers on the screen. It just takes this. Boink. That's all it takes.
Yep.
Small actions lead to big results.
You know what my small action? So my goal is my goal is to bring on 5 new coaching clients before the end of 2022. My one small action was to send out a bunch of text messages to California, to productivity coaches and agents in California. That one small activity was all I took today. Right? So what's the one small activity you're going to do? All right. These are quick and easy. I love these because this is like all action. So live for productivity. Productivity isn't about being a workhorse, keeping busy, or burning the midnight oil. It's more about priorities, planning, and fiercely protecting your time. Hey, Brooke, can we get it done in 2 hours?
Depends if you're being busy or productive.
Right? Like these 10, 12-hour work days, are they really needed?
No, and it's funny. My husband's a student right now full time. My middle kiddo is a student full time. And when you're in your doctorate or master's program, they really dig into behavioral, like making sure our people are okay emotionally. And one of the things they tell the students, and they hammer this home, is if you are studying for 6 hours without a break, or you're going from school to study, to study, to study, you've got to get up, you've got to walk around, you've got to do these things, because busy doesn't equal productive or retention. And that's also when mistakes happen and misunderstandings happen, or lack or breakdown in communication. So live for being productive, not busy. Also, stop responding when somebody asks how you are with busy. Busy is not an emotion. Turn busy into grateful. So Tiffany, how are you?
Amazing. How are you?
I'm grateful. I'm grateful that my business is hopping right now and that I have the chance to serve so many people.
Right?
Right? So would you want to work with me, or would you want to work with me and be like, oh my God, my life is so busy. I'm a hot mess. I need an admin. Things are falling apart. I never know where I'm supposed to be. Like, what is the message you're sending? Busy is not an emotion.
Do they do those expressions when they share that with you?
I don't know. I mean, we all know I'm an emoji, right? Like I'm a living, walking, talking emoji.
This is why you and I work so well together. So productive actions transformed lives, right? In the end, putting together a life of extraordinary results simply comes down to getting the most out of what you do when what you do matters. The most successful people are the most productive people. And it's that 80-20 rule. It's the busy. Like, did you have to check your email 42 times in one day? I think that's if you think of the least productive activity that we do is to check for notifications on Facebook and check our email.
Ugh. It's why I time block Facebook. Believe it or not, I also, for Facebook, rely on future posting. Like I schedule all my posts out, and then all I do is have 2 times a day for 15 minutes where I'm in there responding based on information on my business page that tell me when my people are engaging with my page. I do not live on social media because it is a time suck. It is an absolute time suck.
And there's systems for that. I love the systems for that. And at the end of the day, and I think the more we learn, the more we grow, the more we do these books, the more it happens. We don't have to work more hours to reach our goals. We just need to be strategic in the hours that we work. And I don't care how you say it, you nail that, your world is beautiful. And obviously nothing is ever going to be perfect. And yet
that brings up a great question. And it's so funny as we talk about I do, we do, they do, it does. But when you're a solo agent, how does that come into place? And you just said it, it's never going to be the way I did it.
Yep.
Great. Is there somebody out there you can leverage that does it better so that your cost per hour or your time spent is on money making activities?
Yeah. There's people out there that can definitely do it better than I can.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not everything.
Some things.
Some things. Same.
Yeah. So time block your one thing, protect your time block. Here's my thing. Should your calendar be completely full, Brooke?
Yes and no. So you should be blocked for every day. Because if you erase, you must replace. But I do not go so granular as to give me anxiety. I fill around those blocks. I have a calendar that's just called time blocking with generic blocks, and then I fill my calendar in around it. We have to make sure should agents' number one priority be every day?
Well, let's let them answer that.
What is your number one priority every single day? Throw it in the chat.
Yep.
Lead gen. So if we're not protecting that, and I think if you've been in my Take 6 Hours back, you know I make you a super sign that you can stick on your back, taped to your head or on your door that says lead gen in progress. Love to chat later. If you can't say it.
Yep.
But you got to protect it. And then make sure you're time blocking personal, social space. So if you're a social butterfly, like said person, I would time block time to get up, walk around, and be social. I also time block lunch, Tiffany. I'm not calling you out.
You're not calling me out. I'm not being called out. Okay. So your typical day, how many of us live this life? Like all but like I don't even know if that's that's an eighth. I don't even know what that is, a fourth. But everything else is more important than your one thing. When everything else is more important than your one thing, what does that mean? Whose priorities are you putting in front of yours?
Not mine.
Right? Yeah. This is what it should look like, right? Half the day is your one thing, half the day is for everything else. When that doesn't happen, then what happens? Absolutely. So,
Brittany, are we firefighting or are we fire preventing and doing the things and leveraging the things? Wait, there's a word in here I don't understand. Como se llama? Vacation? Like what? What is that word?
vacation.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. You broke up. I'm sorry. What is that?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. No, I just didn't know what the word was. Vacation?
Vacation. Yeah.
You said they're allowed to time block vacation and time off?
That's the first thing you time block.
What? No way.
I had somebody today. So somebody on Monday that I'm coaching, they're like, I really need to take the week off. Do you need to, or do you desire to? That was my first question. And if you're not going to be productive in everything else that you're going to do because you really want this week off, take the week off. And then when you're on again, what does that look like? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the deal. If you're going to plan to take this week off, then that means you assign all your work to someone else. You put a vacation responder on your phone. You put a vacation responder on your email with who to contact if it's an emergency. You do not feel guilty that you took time off. How many people feel guilty when they take time off? Be honest. David, you don't feel guilty? I love that. That's a beautiful thing. I wish I had.
But I bet you Lindsay does. She holds the guilt for both of you. Exactly. Exactly.
She says no, but it's not true. We have to sign up for the phone plan on the cruise ship so she can call people.
Oh, yes. So here's your time blocking, right? Your one thing vacation. I do not see the one thing on that vacation. And are you really doing, number one, are you really focused on your one thing and doing it at a high level? Or are you feeling guilty because now you're on vacation, you're not spending time with family because you're so worried about work? And then when you're at work, you're feeling guilty because you're not, like, it's just, can we just say circle that never stops? Why are we doing that to ourselves? So make sure everything's blocked, make sure you mark it off. The X's are the extraordinary results. That means you did what you were supposed to do. So there's like 6 billion pages on Google that talk about time blocking, but it's really, really simple. What's your one thing that if you did nothing else, that one thing that you did would move you forward? Put that on your calendar. And if you fail everything else, you're okay. It's really that simple. And if you look, it says resting is an important part of work.
Like taking a lunch. Lunch is important. Nourish the soul, rest the mind. Yes, you can have lunches with clients and people, but use that time to either re-energize yourself, re-energize, or get into a different type of relationship with people, right? If I go to lunch with you as a business person, this happened to me a few weeks ago with someone from a BNI network. And the first thing they did when we sat down was just start hurling business questions with me. And I was like, hi, I need 5 minutes from fighting an hour of traffic to be here. Are we having a beer? Also, how's your family? How's the wedding going? Can we just chill and can we chill for a minute and be in relationship? Resting is important. It also helps us see clarity on what true important things are, because when we are tired, hungry, hangry exists for a reason. We may not have a clear emotional reaction to things, and we may make them bigger than they need to be.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you and I hang out so much these days, Brooke. You've seen me on my highs and you've seen me on my lows. And when I'm on my lows, it's usually because I did not take care of myself before I got on the phone with you. Like I didn't take
That's why I bring snacks everywhere. That's why I bring snacks everywhere.
Yeah. If you ever travel with Brooke, she has this whole bag. It's a beautiful thing. Like you don't ever have to worry. It's beautiful. So block time. Yeah, absolutely. Block time as early in the day as you possibly can. Why do we block time in the morning? This was part of our books that we had previously, right? Willpower is not on will call. Your willpower is high in the morning. You do not want to be that person that's going up in front of the the jail story. I'm losing it. When they were trying to go up for what was it, Brooke? Parole.
Parole. It was
hearing,
hungry
right?
jurors and judges don't parole people.
Right?
Tired jury and judges don't parole people.
We don't want to be in that world.
Just don't be up for parole. Don't do bad things.
Well, our business, I mean, relate our business to that. What does our world look like when we don't take care of what we need to take care of in the time? It's almost like putting ourselves in jail, and we're controlling the paroling time. So block the 4 hours, 3 hours for lead gen, 1 hour for lead follow-up. Normal business culture gets in the way of the very productivity it seeks because of the way people traditionally schedule their time. So if you have a market center who loves to do their all partners meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, you might say, hey, why don't we do it in the afternoon when we're done lead generating, right? To experience extraordinary results, be a maker in the morning and a manager in the afternoon. Brooke, what does it mean to be a maker in the morning and a manager in the afternoon?
It means all the things you do and all the lead gen and the tasks, make it so you can manage those things in the afternoon. Make them happen, right? So we're talking lead gen versus working the business, lead gen versus working on your opportunities. Because guys, if you don't do your lead gen, there are no opportunities to manage.
Absolutely. And then block an hour each week to review your annual and monthly goals. You got to look at them. They don't just miraculously happen unless we pay attention to them. And then there's magic in knocking down your most important domino day after day. That's the 1% better. We talk about that all the time. Like we've been talking about how to get our database healthy and get it to a number that we can make 6 figures. Well, it's knocking off that one domino every single day, which is making sure our contacts are healthy. Your own need to do other things instead of the one thing may be your biggest challenge to overcome. Yes. Just yes. Choice between washing dishes and picking up the phone and talking to somebody I've never talked to before. As much as I don't like to wash dishes, I would rather wash dishes. Right? And yet, the one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make the phone call and then wait and wash the dishes till later, right? So 4 ways to battle distractions: build a bunker. We had agents in our office that literally had a small refrigerator, a snack basket, sign on the door, and they made it happen. store provisions, sweep for mines. What is sweeping for mines? What would we potentially be sweeping for?
Time sucks, and hi, I'm one of them, and you've got to tell me to go back to my hole. So, as your social butterfly, I'm a mine that's going to explode. The other thing that's a mine are notifications. I am my watch was dead today, and I forgot. I'm dying without it, but I'm not. Like, I thought I would be dead without my Apple Watch. But one of the things you can do during your lead gen time is put whatever device you have on focus, or be strategic in setting up timed reminders to move you forward in things. Mines are anything that is going to derail you from the one thing you're supposed to be doing at that moment. And tell them, be like, Brooke, you know what, girl, you want to continue to talk to me in the office? I got a lead gen, or I'm not going to be in the office because I'm going to be out of business. Bye. Go to your room.
Right. And enlist support, right? If you know that you're a social butterfly, who are you going to have say, Brooke, is this the best time use? Or
just point at the lead gen sign stuck to your back.
truth. And then, the big idea is connect the dots. What is the one goal? How are you going to be productive to make it happen? Make sure you're time blocking the one thing. In our world, there really truly is only one important thing. Everything else is the management. The lead generation is the business, and protect your time block at all costs, period. And that's the action, time block, and then protect the time block at all costs. So
one of the fun things to talk about in 6PP is, do you understand truly what your day looks like? And one of the exercises my coach had me do back in the day is, for a week or 2 weeks, I had a legal pad, and I date, and then the time, what I did. When I moved to another thing, time, what I did, time, what I did. And it was amazing the amount of time I wasted.
Yeah.
What we also found was that my zone of genius for certain things and my lead gen had to change. So I was getting frustrated because nobody was picking up in the morning, because all my agents are lead genning, So I switched my lead gen block to the afternoon. And then people started picking up because my world lived off the phone in the afternoon, and I was catching them between appointments and on the phone. But I wouldn't have realized that if I hadn't sat down with the coach and reviewed what a week in the life of me looked like. Because he knew my frustration was agents don't respond. They don't get back to me. And he's like, well, when are agents lead genning? And I was like, what?
The same time I'm
right? It was like, it was the simplest thing, but it took being strict about my time blocking and understanding what I was doing. And if somebody came in and interrupted me, he's like, write their name down, what their problem was, and how long that problem took. And are you the right person to solve that problem? And I was like, whoa, I don't like you today. But it really helped me get tight on time blocks.
All right. So our mission today was to get through the content. These are easy chapters. We all know what we're supposed to do. So that you can get 30 minutes of your life back, because we know that you're probably late 2.5 days. So before we let you go, next week, read up to page 274. We're doing exercise 4 in the workbook. Did you put the workbook in the chat? The workbook is in chat if you don't have it. And everyone have one aha. One aha. What did we hear this week that we are going to take action on? The sooner you answer, the sooner we can get off the call. Just saying. Nate.
So I guess my aha is literally balancing the time between my personal and work, like setting off time blocks and stuff like that. I try to make it to these, blocks of calls with you guys as often as possible, but you can see I'm sitting in my car, I'm like picking up kids at this time. So I'm always trying to, like I said, balance things. But if I was to set up time blocks for my lead gen in the morning and stuff like that, I would probably get a lot more done before I have to pick up kids and stuff like that. So that makes a lot of sense.
And I don't know how old your kiddos are, but I will tell you, it's a lot easier to wash the dishes when the kiddos are home than make business calls when the kids are home,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, very true. Yeah.
Yeah. So Barbara said time block 2 times a day, 15 minutes each for Facebook. I love that. And I love, like, what can we do with our kids and what can we do without our kids? Like, what can we do without, what can't we do with the kids around? That's huge. That's a huge opportunity. I've been a parent for 28 years now. When I got my license, I had a 4-year-old and I would take her to my showings with me. She helped me sell the houses with her cuteness, right? And yet, I would not make phone calls because she would constantly want my time and I would be distracted, right? So when you think about that opportunity, that's another thing that you have to look at. What are the surroundings in my world that I have to be conscious of when I'm making my time blocks? What else? One more good one, and we will let you go.
My aha is I reach out to a couple of my either business, some business partner. Like I talk with this guy who's exterminator, doing some service for my rental property, and he has he has other clients base. So I talk with him and says we could mutual referral business, and also another. Previous like buyer, my client, she's a salesperson for a meat factory. So I did the same thing. She agreed with me. We'll do the mutual referral.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, my friends, giving you back 22 minutes of your life so you can accomplish something so that you're not feeling guilty when you're spending time with family and friends and out Black Friday shopping or whatever it is you do during the holidays. Brooke, you want to say anything to close us out other than make sure you're on the growth call December 5th?
Bring a friend, phone a friend. What would it look like to have an accountability partner in your market center who hasn't been turning into this or tuning in, and they could really benefit from them, right? Remember, lead gen is not always external. Your relationships and the people we meet inside our KW world make it so much better. And I, for one, am grateful for all the relationships I've got because of how I get to go to the market centers and play with all you guys. So have a wonderful Thanksgiving, have rest time, talk to your family, slip in the real estate jokes and drop the lines when you can, but make it about family and gratitude and rest and not about business.
All right. See you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.